ELDT, what is it and why is it important to you? So ELDT stands for Entry-Level Driver Training. There was a rule that came into place last year, 2022 of February. And what actually happened in that rule was the federal government decided to put more regulations in place to actually make sure that people go through these few steps before they can actually go for the CDL road test and get their CDL license. Now, the motivation behind the federal government was the fact that a lot of people were kind of doing all different types of things, and they wanted to more standardize the process in order to get a CDL license. Their mindset was, okay, let's make the road safer, let's help people pass the CDL road test more. In order for that to happen, let's put a few more hoops that they have to jump through to actually push them along, right? So now we've been over a year that this whole thing has started, and let's kind of give a review of what actually changed, what does that actually mean to you now looking to get a CDL license, and how has it actually affected students who go through the CDL process, right? So let's talk about it. ELDT, like I said, stands for Entry-Level Driver Training, and this rule applies to anybody who's looking to change their CDL license in any which way, shape, or form, right? Since it's been over a year now, anybody looking to get a CDL license must go through the ELDT process. Nobody's grandfathered in. Again, nobody at this point is grandfathered in. So that means if you're looking to get a CDL license for the very first time, if you're looking to upgrade your CDL license from a Class B to a Class A, if you're looking to add any type of endorsements on your CDL license, you are going to have to go through the ELDT training course. So this is what the rules actually say. The rules say, okay, first step is you must go to an approved training provider. So here at Driving Academy, of course, we are an approved training provider. In order to be an approved training provider, you have to submit your curriculum to the federal government, and then they have to give their blessing and say, okay, you can continue to provide the service for everybody around. So make sure that any school that you do go to is an approved training provider, or else you're going to pay money to a place who can't even get your CDL license. Because if you try to go around the approved training provider, by the time it actually goes for the CDL road test, they will not let you pass the test or even take the test simply because you don't show up in their system. We have a specific system that we have to log your information in as a student before you're actually able to go for the CDL road test, right? So that's step number one. Step number two is they added 3 different levels of where the approved training provider has to certify you to make sure you're ready to go for the CDL road test. The first thing is going to be what's called the theory course. So every CDL training provider has to provide a CDL theory course. And what this does is this actually walks everybody through the basics of what a CDL license is about, right? Because even though they have their permit, a lot of this information is taught in the permit. But the federal government understood, hey, a lot of people are just taking questions and answers and passing the test, and they're not really getting ready for the actual CDL knowledge itself. So here at Driving Academy, we've always decided to teach people the actual CDL knowledge when they are getting their permit with us. And so we can do one of 2 things. We can actually help you pass the test the very first time, but also we can help you become a professional truck driver, which is super important. The federal government saw that a lot of people were skipping, and they were just saying, hey, let me just study the questions and answers and pass the test, and I'll figure out the rest. And what actually wound up happening is a lot more accidents happened because of the lack of knowledge of what the rules and regulations were when it comes to driving a tractor trailer. That being said, the federal government put together a whole curriculum that says, okay, all the schools, you guys have to teach X, Y, Z, B, blah, 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 blah. So we actually created a course that shows all of that, and all of our students actually get that course for free when they actually enroll into our program itself, right? So that's going to be a theory course. You're going to have to go through the federal curriculum that's required, and then you're going to have to take the test, and you must get 80% or better on that test itself in order to be certified, right? If you're coming to a school like ours, you don't have to do it here at our school. We actually give you access on your own student portal, and you actually can start training and start studying anywhere from home. The average course time takes anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to complete that course specifically, right? It's going to be a lot of cool knowledge. We cut out all the fluff. We just give you the meat and potatoes, so we make it as short and as sweet and to the point as possible. So second step is going to be you're going to have to make sure that you get certified by the training provider for 2 other things. It's going to be called the range, or behind the wheel in the range, and then the behind the wheel on the road. So each training provider has to submit how many hours that you have done on the range or on the yard training to learn how to do things like pre-trip inspection and parking, and then also submit things like how long have you actually been on the road driving in a physical tractor trailer, and then we actually have to submit that information in before you can actually go for the CDL road test, right? I'll give you a quick story. We had a student who started with our program here, did not finish, and then wound up going to a different school to actually finish his training. Long story short, that other school that he went to wasn't an approved training provider. And the reason why he didn't continue with us is because, of course, he couldn't handle his payment plans, and he said he had car issues or whatever it was. So he went to this other school. He goes for the actual CDL road test, and he can't take his test. He's calling us crying, "Hey, can you please submit my ELDT?" I say, "You can't do that because you didn't finish the school. So we can't certify you if you didn't even graduate our program," which makes sense. Of course, he didn't like that too much. I said, "But if you went to another school, they should be able to submit your ELDT for you." "Oh no, I just found out that they're not an ELDT training provider." I said, "Well, so I just paid them a whole bunch of money and I can't go for my CDL road test." I said, "Whoa, that's the problem." So we are not willing to break the rules for anybody, because at the end of the day, if we lose our license, that means we can't help anybody else. And our mission is to help 1 million people get on the road to freedom. So sometimes you might have to pay a little bit extra to make sure that you go through the process nice and seamlessly and you pass the test the very first time. So if you are interested in learning more about what our school can provide you, we're open up 7 days a week. We offer payment plans. We have $500 down, then you can work out a payment plan for the rest. We can actually guarantee that you get a CDL license by giving you unlimited tries at the road test itself. Right? So if you are interested in learning more, give our team a call at 908-525-3609 or check out our website at cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. So when it comes to the whole ELDT thing, now you know the steps before you can actually go for the CDL road test. But if you do a recap over a year of actually doing this, what has actually happened? We've actually seen students become a lot more knowledgeable in the actual CDL process after they get their CDL license. We get calls from companies who actually we help them out with lifetime job placement. So our students will help them out after they graduate, find different jobs, and we'll get contacts from their employers saying, "Hey, these guys actually know what they're doing. These guys seem a lot safer, a lot better." So yeah, we actually had to put more processes in place because of the ELDT. Now, was this more headache than it was prior? 100%. But it's definitely pulling out a much better product, which is successful. Now, the one thing that you do have to be aware of is in August, there's going to be another change that happens again for the CDL road test. Now, like every other change that happened in the past, changes usually make things harder, not easier. So a lot of people are trying to force themselves in before they actually go for the CDL road test in August, so then they don't have to worry about the all new regulations. So if you don't want to go through a whole nother set of regulation changes, I definitely recommend that you get yourself a CDL license. We have a few different locations nationwide and more coming. So if you want more information, maybe there's a location next to you, give our team a call or just check out our website at cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. Thanks and have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.